Coucou les amis, c'est Wilva, j'espère que vous allez bien. Today we are going to see the French adjectives, les adjectifs en français. So we all know that adjectives qualify, describe a noun, but how are they placed in a sentence? So in French, we have the adjectives that are generally placed after the noun, and they change depending on whether they are masculine, feminine, or plural. Example, une belle fille, a beautiful girl. Une maison propre, a clean house. What can you observe in the two sentences? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So in the first sentence, we have the adjective belle that is placed before the noun fille. And in the second one, we have propre that is placed after the noun maison. So the second one we said is the most common. That is how it is generally placed in a sentence. But the first one is part of the exceptions to the rule. Other exceptions includes, these are the exceptions actually. So you can use the acronym BACS. BACS. B for beauty, A for age, G for goodness, and S for size. So if you're describing the beauty of somebody, beau, joli, mignon, you have to place it before the noun. If you're describing the age of the person, jeune, vieux, you have to place it before the noun. If you're describing how good a person is or how bad the person is, you have to place it before the noun. If you're describing the size of something, the size of a person, you have to place it before a noun. So, the masculine, feminine, and plural forms of adjectives. So, to have the plural forms of adjective, what should we do? If the adjectives end with number 1, E, D, F, T, R, add an S at the end. Number 2, if the adjective ends with S or X, nothing is added. Number 3, if the adjective ends with AL, that's al, it will turn to AUX, that's O, only for masculine. Number 4, EAU turns to EAUX. O turns to O. They have the same pronunciation, the same sound, but one is written without an X. So the one with the X is the plural, only for masculine. So number 1, let's see what we are talking about. Number 1, let's start with Belle. Belle ends with E. So if I want to form the plural of Belle, what should I do? I will just have to add an S at the end. So Belle is for feminine nouns. So une belle fille, a beautiful girl. Des belles filles, beautiful girls. Beau, a belle. See the difference between the first Belle and this Belle. This Belle has one L. Un beau garçon, a handsome boy. Des beaux garçons, handsome boys. Who knows why there's an X there for the plural form of beau? Alright, so we said if the adjective ends with EAU, we just have to add an X at the end. So that is it. Beau, it ends with EAU. So I add an X at the end to have the plural form. But Do you know that it will change if we have a masculine noun starting with a vowel or with a silent H? Mm-hmm. So for a masculine noun that starts with a vowel or a silent H, you are not going to use Beau, but you are going to use Belle, un bel homme. But the plural stays the same, it remains the same, des beaux hommes. So un bel homme, des beaux hommes. Is that okay? Okay. So let's continue with propre. Une maison propre, a clean house, des maisons propres, clean houses. With jeune, we have un jeune homme, a young man, une jeune femme, a young lady. So for jeune homme and jeune femme, there's no difference. They're written the same way. So if I want to form the plural, I'll just have to add an S at the end. Un vieux chat, an old cat. Un vieil homme, an old man. Une vieille femme, an old woman. So the vieux is used for masculine singular nouns that do not start with a vowel or an H, silent H. While the vieille with one L is used for those masculine nouns that starts with a vowel or a silent H. Un vieux chat, un vieil homme. Une vieille femme. This vieille has two L and an E. It's for feminine nouns. So if I want to form the plural of vieux, that will still remain vieux because we said adjectives that end with X, nothing is added. So the vieux remains vieux and the plural of un vieil homme. What can be the plural of un vieil homme? If you have understood for bel homme, you understand for vieil homme. What was the plural? Okay, so it will be des vieux hommes. Des vieux hommes. So, une vieille femme. Des vieilles femmes. You just have to add an S at the end. So, let's continue with E accent aigu. So, if I say un homme épuisé, he is tired, he's exhausted. So, how do I say in the feminine form? Une femme épuisée. I will have to add an E at the end. And for the plural, it's easy. You just have to add an S at the end. So, Ali est un garçon muet et discret. If I want to form the feminine of muet, I will have to double the T and add an E at the end. So, Anita est une fille muette. Muette et discrète. You see, muette and discret, they all end in et, but they have different way of writing them in the feminine form. Muette, you have to double the T and add an E. While for discret, you have to change the et to et. For adjectives that end with et, we are supposed, for in the feminine form, you are supposed to add a T and an E. But these are the exceptions. Discret is part of the exception. So for discret, other examples include incomplet, complet, indiscret, secret. So they will also end with et in their feminine form. Do not forget, since they all end in e, to form the plural, to have the plural form, you just have to add an s. Other examples include gros, un gros vêtement, un gros vêtement, that's masculine, une grosse jupe, that's feminine. So if I want to form the plural of gros, that will still be gros. But if I want to form the plural of grosse, I'll have to add an S at the end. Let's see the next one. Heureux, heureux. To be joyful. Heureux is in the masculine form. Heureuse is the feminine form. If I want to form the plural of heureux, I'll just leave it like that. It is ending with an X, so no need to add anything. But for heureuse, I will have to add an S at the end to have the plural form. The next one, génial, géniaux. So for words that end with AL, we said we are going to add AUX. You add AUX. Génial, géniaux. In the feminine form, you have génial with an E at the end. So if there is E at the end, how do you form the plural? By adding an S. And that is it. Easy, right? So the exercise. What are the feminine forms of these adjectives? What are the feminine forms of these adjectives? Number one, we have délicieux. Number two, we have chaud. Number three, we have arrogant. Number four, we have créatif. So can you do that? And if you get the feminine form, it will be easy for you to get the plural forms. Be it masculine plural, be it feminine plural. So I hope you like the video. See you soon. Bye bye.